Hi everyone. Sorry for the delay. I hope everyone is as excited as we are. Um, we have today Ilya Shikshin, reigning European champion, and what many would consider best in the West, against Andrii Kravets, relatively new pro, still one dan, who did pretty well in the first season of the league. Joining me today is Pavel, who was actually the finalist in season 1 and who also lost to Ryan last week. We're definitely gonna bother him a bit about that. Say hi, Palko.
Hey guys, I'm just checking on stream that my name is Ilya Shikshin, I think, which would be nice to be pro.
No one saw that. Your name is Pavel Lisi. Look, magic. It will be soon.
Thanks. So, yeah, it's Ilya against Andrii. What do you think? Who is favorite?
My guess?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the most obvious guess is saying Ilya 2-0, but I truly believe Andrii has been improving recently. I see him blitzing on KGS every day. He's practicing hard. I think he'll take at least one game.
Yeah, I actually have the same guess, and I disagree with you that 2-0 is the most likely result. I think 2-1 for Ilya is probably the most likely result. So that would be my guess.
So what do you think the percentage is like in a single game?
Single game?
Yeah.
Maybe 66 for Ilya or something like this.
Okay.
That would be my guess. Game and he handled it really well.
By the way, since we're talking about last week's games, we now have a YouTube channel where we upload previous streams, so you guys can wait. Why are some people saying it's not working? Yeah, sorry guys, we still have some crappy internet issues over here. I think the stream should be back. I really hope we won't experience much more lags or disconnects the stream. I'm really looking forward to some interesting comments from Palko. I think they played something, so maybe we can check the game now. I hope the stream is working for everyone.
Yeah, so let's talk about the game. So we already have the first kind of Joseki. Yeah, this Shimari is played pretty often. Although I'm a bit surprised that Ilya played 2 Komokus. He more often plays 2 Hoshis. So that's already kind of surprising to me. Then this move is the normal one, which is usually played. And yeah, this is also normal. So it would be okay for black locally to either attach here at r4 or maybe to pincer from this side. I think locally those are the two options. But also Tenno King for black is fine, which he did in the game.
Yeah, I'm thinking the double Komoku opening is more popular with relatively territorial players, right? Ilya is more of a fighter, so I also don't think I've seen him play this very often as black.
Yeah. I mean, I rarely see him play one Komoku and not two. So yeah. And, okay. So we have a Sansan. I think in the last season they had these two players played this Joseki, and it ended up pretty bad for Andrii at that time.
I remember,
So
you were
maybe-
reviewing that game, right? With that,
Yes, I was reviewing.
they played the unusual sequence. I mean, this whole sequence is a bit crazy, but they played an even more rather unknown sequence here. At least for me, it was
Yeah.
the first time I saw it during their game last season.
Yeah, me too. It was something like this. And now white took instead of just connecting, and it became super complicated, but in the end it was good for Ilya. So
I think it was during that game where I vowed that I'm not playing this sequence anymore, ever.
Yeah, but since then you played it a lot of times, right?
Did I? I hope not. No, I try to avoid it. Maybe once or twice still, but I try to avoid it now, just because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the game can be so long, and I don't want it to get settled because of one mistake in this Joseki. I feel like it's flipping a coin a little bit, you know, especially if my opponent just studied one unknown move and I can't solve it in 30-second blitz game.
Yeah, that's true. You should only play it when you think you know more variations than your opponent does.
But Andrii chose something much more simple.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
After M3, I'm a bit surprised Ilya doesn't invade. Because last season I remember he was talking about how he likes to invade the wide extension from the white freestone shape.
Yes. I think, yeah, but usually it would be with this Kosomi, right?
Okay, so what?
He said something like he wants to invade at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So I wonder why he doesn't.
Why doesn't he invade now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say, I think.
I mean, invade is definitely possible here. Maybe he just feels like playing more simple today, or in this game.
Yes. Another simple variation would be to play here, but this is something that is not Ilya's style, I think.
I've seen you play this one a few times.
Yes.
Maybe we've had it in one of our games?
Yeah, it's possible. And I think I also seen it Andrii play against maybe you or Artem, but he didn't jump and played here, which was really surprising.
Oh yeah. Well, the jump is better, right? I mean, if you play, if you don't Tenuki, then jump is better.
Yeah, jump must be much better, I think. I mean, even there is some stuff like this there, and you can get cut, but I mean, it's not a very severe cut, so I don't think it's worth to play safe. But anyway, they played something different in the game. Also this Joseki, which is played quite often. Maybe white had a choice here to play this one, but instead he chose the simpler variation again.
The direction he chose looks a little bit weird, but I guess he just wanted to get center, right? Like he didn't create any moyo or points with the variation he chose, but he did get center, and his shape is relatively strong. So now he can get to play at the bottom right first.
Yes. So the question is if there is a good move for white there, and which one it is. So he decided to play this one, and I think that looks good.
Do you think that's better than Q4?
Q4.
Yeah, I thought the bots really like this move.
Yeah, so it would be like this, right? And then because black cannot answer this way, because now if white has this stone, it's impossible for black to cut off these stones, right? So that would be a disaster. So he has to answer this direction, and then this is a very natural follow-up. And the question is if black can make some good shape after this. So can he play Keima?
Probably. That seems acceptable for white though, if white tries to... Oh, maybe not. I thought white might just answer with Keima himself, but you think white can even cut?
Yeah, I think white can cut and maybe... Wait. So this. I think white might cut here.
That feels severe.
I don't know. It's quite complicated. Anyway, but if black cannot play this Keima, then maybe this is quite good for white. Because if black has to play a move like this, I think it's too slow, or something like this is also not so good. So in that case, it would be good to play like that. But I think what white played in the game is also good because normally black would like to cut, but I think it would be too much in this case.
Yeah, that looks like overplay.
Yeah, because black has to take care of this stone, otherwise he dies in ladder, and white can get to play here, which is the vital point of the shape. So yeah, black has to try something else. And he goes for this move. So now immediately I got, of course, this idea to block. And maybe second idea to connect with the Kosumi.
Oh, that's interesting. I never would have considered that Kosumi.
I think it's okay because it makes, if black plays somewhere else, it makes this R3 move quite good, right? And the only disadvantage is that if black, say, attaches here or plays this move, it creates more pressure on white.
But for me, it's not clear what black wants to do with this Q6. So let's say white just answers. What's the plan?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Looks kind of hard to make efficient shape here.
If he cuts, then it's still the same story. Nothing changed.
Yeah, you can't let this happen to the corner. You need to stay safer than this. I mean, you just become busy playing this way. Now you have to live in the center. You have to live in the corner. Looks like a disaster.
Yeah. So let's see what white played. Oh, white pushed. I was just thinking that this is the move which I wouldn't play because it makes. Well, I somehow feel like it makes. I mean, you don't want to push black stones into that fight. I feel like white is helping black a bit.
Okay, so now I would say that in this kind of fight, both players are fighting for shape. They're both looking to make good shape. So that means either light shape or a shape which can make eyes. Finding an efficient cut. And yeah, the timing can be very important for the exchanges and because any one of those stones by itself can be sacrificed, but it has to be efficient.
Yes.
Okay, so after this preparation, did black cut?
No, black didn't cut. Probably still same and not much of a change. Well, so black decides to play here. Okay, so maybe q5 was fine, since black cannot really, he cannot play a move like this. It would be so bad. Right?
Yeah, horrible.
He also cannot play here. Oh, maybe he could play there.
Oh, that feels so slow though. I mean,
but yeah, I mean it feels so bad. So black has no move, and that's why he had to play here.
In retrospect, I think I might have a suggestion for black. I think black should have attached at q5 himself after white n5.
q5 and then Hana here.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a much better shape. But he would have to go for this, right?
Yeah. This looks interesting for black compared to the game.
He wouldn't be able to connect.
Yeah.
This is too bad. White gets the corner and black can only get this Atari here, and now cutting is pointless, kind of.
Yeah. You already lost so much in the corner.
Yeah, so that's actually a good idea to play like this. And if you lose the corner, at least you get some good shape and you can attack here at the bottom somehow.
Yeah, this shape is amazing compared to what black has to work with in the game.
Yeah,
the downside is you lose some points on the right side, in the bottom right corner.
Yes, but it cannot be ideal, right? Okay, I think we should catch up because the game is running away from us. So, okay, so black decides to attach now. This Hana may be a bit greedy. I think this could have been better move maybe, because black still has to protect the shape. Otherwise, white is going to play here. So I think it would have been better for white to play like this. Because maybe like this black gets some chance to do something.
This doesn't look too great for black though, this fight.
It doesn't, but I think it's some kind of chance. Some kind of chance to create a fight, to sacrifice those two stones in a good way. It would be my feeling.
Okay, so white has to jump, defend. And it feels a bit like black ran out of patience. He's like, okay, I'm cutting. Enough of this. I gave you so many chances to defend the cut. I'm gonna cut, I don't care.
Yeah. So he cut. Oh, we have a fight. Okay, so k2 is a must, right? Because if white plays here, he just loses the capturing race.
Yeah.
by 1 liberty, so he has to play here.
I'm wondering, was O6 really necessary?
Yeah, that was really weird, I think.
How
But I
about
was also surprised about the Hana at J4. But anyway, he played it. So what would you like to play? This?
yeah, this was, I mean, either this or L3 directly. Those were my two options. Maybe just L3 immediately without throwing in.
Yeah, L3 immediately. Yes, maybe that would be better. Because if black plays here, then white doesn't have to make those exchanges.
What's not to like here as
And
white? You get points and black still has two groups to worry about.
I don't know. Maybe he thought that black cannot really cut. But yeah, getting these two stones for black is pretty good. Even if they die, it's already worth it. And white having this one stone here at hole 06 is probably not worth it. But let's see. Let's see what's going on. Okay, now I wonder why didn't black play the most natural move, which would be to play here.
I guess he wants H3 to be sent there.
Yes, but is it so important? I mean, like this, white can only get here, and
I don't know. It looks to me like white is collapsing a little bit.
I mean, white dies like that, right? So I mean, what can he do?
Someone's asking how is K7 natural?
Well, yeah, I can answer this question because imagine we have this exchange, which white can always do, and white turns at 5. Where would you play? Would you play here, or would you play here? And I would play K7. So yeah, I kind of imagine those exchanges there, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a good explanation. What a great master.
So let's see what happened in the game. So black got squeezed, and white was able to extend his liberties. This move, the L1, is very important for liberties. It can even add like 4 liberties in some cases, I think.
So even though black N2 locally kills this white group, with L1 it's gonna die with many liberties, and then white hopes to be able to get something back in that way.
Yes. So black makes some exchanges now to extend his liberties and then goes to kill. That's really understandable. And now white has to play it here. This is very important because if he doesn't play there, this would be the most natural move to play, right? F2 to take away the liberties. Then black would play here, and if white just goes to take the liberties, he loses by 1.
Right.
So white would have to do the call on the first line, but this would be a 2-step call. Right.
Yeah, that's. But in any case, feels like a success for black here.
Yeah, probably yes.
I mean, we were looking at variations where white has a bunch of points on the bottom, and black has 2 weak groups, and now white didn't really get any points yet anywhere, and he's the one dying. So it feels like White misread something around the J3 cut, and he ended up dying.
Yes.
I mean, or being close to die.
Yes, that is true. But I wonder if White can get a straight call. I mean, if White can get a straight call where he takes first, it might still be a good result for him, somehow. But if he doesn't, then I think it cannot be good.
Yeah, that's a pretty complicated capturing race.
Yeah, so White played this move, which was important. Now, maybe you might think that this move could be good, but Black is not going to connect. Black would play here, red. So White had to play this one, and after Black taking, White still cannot play from here, because now again we have the same situation, it's a two-step call. So that's why White plays a Kravets. Which is not actually a Kravets. Black has an option to play like this.
It's a bluff.
And it could end up like this. But I think White, at this point, White would take this result.
Yeah, I mean, White's pretty desperate,
right?
now.
Yeah.
And it's such a pity, right? It was looking promising, but now White is just hoping he can bluff Black into giving him something. But Ilya still doesn't. Even that much he doesn't give.
He doesn't give anything. Oh wait, he gives. He just gave him something.
What's that? Oh, but he can't really steal the center, right?
Oh. White going for the first line call. Wait, how many steps call is this? Black has 6 liberties and White has 2. So that's what, a 4-step call? 5-step call?
No, the semi is with the outside Black group, not the inside Black group.
He's going for the 4 liberty group. Okay. So locally it's at least 2-step call, but Black can make more liberties on the outside, right?
Yeah, I guess if he wants to, but like we mentioned, he doesn't have to, right? He could just take the call.
Yeah, I think Black could take the call, because now if White plays, I don't know, something like this, his shape is not as good as we showed in the previous variation, like here. Because in this variation there was not really any weakness around here, but in this variation it's not closed, and also there is some weakness.
Yeah, some peeps, some cuts.
Wait, what's going on now? Wait, I see in the chat that there might be some connection problems with me. Can you guys hear me well, or is there some problems?
I mean, your voice is cutting out a bit, but I'm not sure if it's because of your connection or mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I think during the break we will try to restart the stream to get rid of all connection issues, but we hope it's bearable. Wow, what's happening in the game? We hope it's bearable for now.
Is the game bearable? to watch.
I don't know, man.
Look at
I'm trying to talk about connection issues, and then they have this connection issues in the game.
Yeah.
What kind of shapes am I watching? What's going on?
What is this? H9. Wow. I mean, I know it's the only move, but
Don't try this at home, kids. Like, just don't.
wow. Okay. So white would need one call threat, right? Or at least one call threat. But does he have any?
Okay, he's just fixing shape in the center now.
Yeah, I think he...
Black has to
enough.
take, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, maybe he could go out and play disco threat,
Oh my god.
but now white can get anything, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely anything. So it's probably not worth. It's better to be safe. And yeah, white was going to take. So what do you think? Is it super good for black?
I mean, obviously Ilya thought, okay, it's finally enough. I do see some good points for white though. He got that stone at e2, so he has I mean, c2 is a strong move against the corner, and he became very thick in the center. But at the end of the day, I mean, black got center, black's alive pretty much everywhere, and white didn't get any points. So I feel like, of course, black is better. At least the game is still playable for white. You don't have to resign yet.
Yeah. I think you're right. I first had the feeling that maybe the game could be good for white. But yeah, thinking about territory and points, yeah, he doesn't have so many. And what did just white do in the game? So I was also thinking about this sequence, this move at b8, and what would happen if black blocked on the top.
I guess white was gonna cut.
Yeah, white was gonna cut, and probably we, like this, white would have captured the 3 stones, right? I mean, black could underconnect, but this result is probably not good for black, because he might be dead here. So yeah, anyway, this didn't work, so that's why black went up here. And now the problem for white is that black can cut here, so he has to protect that shape.
Yeah, c2 is very big.
Oh wait, maybe he doesn't have to protect that shape, because he can play c2 afterwards.
Yeah, I want to play c2 now.
c2 now. Okay, so black cannot hane because white can cut and capture these 2 stones, right?
Yeah.
So white could only, I mean, black can only extend, but then white's going to push. So what's left for black to do is to cut here, or to answer. But if he has to answer, then it's always good to play c2.
Yeah, it seems like a good chance, at least.
Yes. Black would have to, so black would have to cut, maybe. And then White can live in the corner and play ko here. That will be pretty good for white, I guess. But white decided to cut. And Ilya finds Santesuji. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really nice for black.
Yeah, because now white can never cut here anymore. Because he is unable to connect this one, right? Because he dies with everything. So it's like the cut doesn't exist anymore. And since the cut doesn't exist anymore, white is dead with these stones.
Well, in the game, white lived with those stones, but died with the other stones.
Yeah. Wait, but what is the difference? So the difference is that white doesn't play here, but white plays here, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe he can fight. So I guess that's what black didn't want. He didn't want that fight. Which would be this fight, I guess. Oh no, white would play here first. And we would have this shape. And I guess black thought that he would have lost this capturing race.
Yeah. Actually, it looks like black should win the capturing race, right?
Yeah, I have a feeling he should.
But I mean, there's no reason to risk it. I mean, the game result is just good enough.
I just want to check what it would have been. Okay. Seems like black would have lost the fight. Maybe. I mean, this was just a very fast reading. So it was probably a good call from black to dodge the fight. And let white live. Oh yeah, and this is painful for white. Because if white just extends, black can play this way.
Oh no, it's horrible. Wait, didn't we say white has good shape in the center and that he's thick at least? Feels like he's still just dying everywhere.
Yeah. I think it's when they say that it's not good to have this kind of shape, I think the ones who say it, they're right. It's too dumplingy shape.
Yeah, even after you got a Ponuki, you're still always short liberties. Yeah, well, now.
Yeah.
But
white has to go for it.
Yeah, it's white always feels like he's only playing moves which he has to try. He has to play here. He has to fight like this. But it's actually always kind of desperation, and in fact, it's making his situation worse. Like thinking, oh, I'm behind. I have to gain here. I have to fight here, and actually, it's just getting worse and worse for white.
Yeah. Okay, so this was all forced.
Yeah, white already got captured. He's on the first line. I mean, I'm okay with calling this one. Like, I think this is really unwinnable. I don't think any player can win against Ilya from here. I can even expand it to include like bots. I don't think any thing can win against Ilya from here.
Yeah, I agree. Like even if white kills the black group, it's probably going to be even, maybe. I mean, if white kills the
Yeah, if the group
no
died for
G-
free, if
yeah.
this large black group, which is running now in the center, was just dead, I'd still think black was better in this game.
Yeah, I agree. So wait, the only chance is that black will be barely alive and he will try to run in the center and he will die big.
Oh, so now we get to see how Pavel plays in desperate situations. I always wanted to know this. How do you always manage to find the chance?
Yeah, you have to think about, you have to visualize what's gonna happen.
You have to imagine where is the Atari which my opponent can miss.
Yes.
Not in this game though. I mean,
yeah.
black is just alive now, right? Because C13 is Sente. Maybe you can show.
I think white can kill. I mean, yes, this move is sent because black can play all these things, but white can still play here. And if black doesn't answer, he dies inside, right? So
Okay.
locally, white can still kill the eye. But the question is if he can catch the group. And I think the answer is very simple. And it's no.
Yeah, still impossible. I mean, in the game he has even worse shape.
Yes.
I think
The biggest problem
white is more in danger here than black.
Yeah.
If black plays
Maybe black.
B17.
Yeah. B17, or also he can move out the stone here.
Do you think maybe Andrii suffers a bit from like lack of confidence against stronger players?
I don't know. I don't have that feeling.
But I feel like he plays better when he's playing like weaker opponents, and like when he's playing someone stronger, then he's like not exactly trying too hard, but maybe a little bit too eager, I would say.
I don't know. I think he had some good games against strong players. So I don't know. I felt like Andrii, he can play. I mean, he can win. He showed it a few times. I also saw him play one game the other day against Ryan on KGS, and he won that game. Which, of course, doesn't mean much because it's just some fun blitz game. But I think he can take him, for example, in this league when they will play.
Oh, so they played some blitz on KGS recently?
Yeah, it was a 20-second game.
So someone's asking, what is the root of the problem here? Where did white like start falling?
Yeah, white started falling here. Then he let black cut this and get this shape, and was forced to play this K2.
Yeah, so maybe 06.
Now,
I think 06 was just too optimistic.
Yeah, I think it would be okay for white to play there if he, for example, extended and then black played here, and then he could play all6, for example.
Yeah.
But not when his shape was like this. So I think maybe he should have extended instead. Because
do you prefer this, or do you prefer the honey and then squeeze like we showed before?
My first feeling was to play here, but I'm really not sure what I would have done in the game. I think I prefer just to extend, and then I guess I would honey. And just answer this. Maybe this would be a little bit too much from black. I don't know.
Yeah, but like all these fights look, from white's perspective, all acceptable, all not bad. But in the game when he missed, in the game when he missed one step and black got the bottom first, suddenly the keystones which are cutting everything here for black, like these 4 stones, they're cutting 3 black groups. So dying with them is devastating.
Yeah, he has to save them. He's forced to save them. And for example, black can sacrifice his mark stones. And yeah, that's where the game went wrong. And yeah, after that, I think it was really hard to do anything differently. Maybe even black gave more chances than he should have.
Yeah. In the center also, when white made that bad shape, I think he lost most of the percentage he still had. I mean, when he had made this empty triangle and how many cuts.
Oh yeah. Here. Here. Yeah, his shape was pretty bad. Maybe his chance was to play the c2 immediately, as you suggested. I wonder if black would have a good counter against this. Because if he would play the same as in game, white is not so heavy in the center. And maybe there is a way for him to fight somehow. I mean, it still looks hard.
Yeah. There was. I mean, it's tough when you make a big mistake, like when you die with cutting stones against a similar strength player, against a pro. Basically, it's hard to get a chance to come back. So let's see what's happening in the game now.
Okay. So white went for the hopeless kill. Okay. This feels like a bit risky for black.
I think he wants to kill the top. I mean, he wants to kill the white left side as well.
Yeah, he probably thinks he can do anything. And he's probably right also. Okay, so in the end, white dies with these 3 stones, and white lives on the left side, which how many points?
White lives on the left side. We wanted to kill. What do you mean lived on the left side?
Yeah. Well, at this point, maybe maybe it wasn't sure if he can live. I don't know, of course he can live because there is this call. But if the call wasn't there, then it would be quite questionable, no?
Yeah.
So yeah, White didn't manage what he wanted to manage, I think.
Could we count now? Someone's asking in the chat.
Yeah.
Not for this game. I think it's like someone else is saying. Sometimes the margin is not something you can overcome by playing for points. It's basically a game of either you kill something or you have no chance of winning.
But yeah, I mean, White has to kill something, but everything is so thick that even if you get two moves somewhere,
Yeah, you have to kill something, but there's nothing to kill, so it's just impossible. Especially since Black has no targets. Like there is no available targets at all now for White. Every single, like except for maybe those two stones on P6, but those are, I mean, in Black's mind, those are already sacrificed. So everything else is alive, and White is not gonna give a chance for Black is not going to give a chance for White to kill something.
I think at this point it might be worth thinking already about the second game, maybe.
You mean about the mental?
Yes. So I wonder if it's gonna help Andrii for the second game if he goes on with this one. Because I think he feels that it's not really possible to do anything anymore.
He's trying to go for something here.
Yeah, but is there something? Not really, I think. Just block or even here maybe. Okay, maybe that would be too greedy.
Seems to be working actually, but like you said, most moves work for Black.
I think the longer this game will go on, the worse it will be for the mental for Andrii.
Yeah, actually, Andrii is also maybe a little bit similar to Ilya. He has a very aggressive style. Would you say he's the most aggressive?
Andrii?
Yeah.
I think he used to be, but now he's like top 3 most aggressive from the league, I feel.
Okay, and the other two being you and Ilya, I assume?
Probably, yes.
I see. Okay, so now in the game,
differently?
oh, I think I agree. Although it's becoming less clear cut because it feels like everyone is playing kind of a flexible style where they switch.
Yeah.
Like I think before the bots there was more clear divide between players who like points and players who like fighting and thickness. And now it's more, how should I say? It's more like everyone is doing a bit of everything. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Okay, so white is playing a ko for his life.
Yeah, but not much he can do.
Yeah, even if you succeed here in this ko, white is going to be alive on the top right corner, but that still didn't kill anything of black's. Is he trying to make some weird ko happen in the upper side?
Yeah, but there's nothing, right? Because oh wait, locally black will play this k17, and there will be such long step ko, right? But the problem is that it's a double ko. So there is also another ko at c19 here. So it's not really a ko. And also that's why I think that black was going to answer this p19. Oh yeah, actually that's another good strategy. If you play a move that is, you need to play a move that is on the edge where you don't want to answer already. And this is that kind of move. You don't feel like answering it, right?
You don't feel like answering. Oh, so you think this is how you get a chance? You bait your opponent into thinking you die in gote, basically?
Yes.
Didn't we have a game like that the other day where I thought I can tenuki after I killed the group and then I just died instead?
For sure we had many of those games, I think.
This one is still fresh. I still feel the wound, so...
I don't remember. I think you feel it more when you lose it, When you win it, you don't feel it that long.
I see. Well, he didn't get any ko, like not a double ko, not a step ko in the game.
Wait, what? Why did black play L19? Can you explain this to me?
Why not?
Because it's a ko. No, it's not a ko. Okay.
Yeah, so just death here for white, and he finally says, okay, GG, you get this one. It's time for him to take a breath, I think, before game 2. He did have a good position in this game. He had a promising fight. One mistake, obviously. One mistake was enough for it to turn from good for white into good for black, and then like trying to arm wrestle it back away. White kept sinking further. But overall, I think Ilya was quite impressive. After he got a significant lead, there was never any chance for white this game, right?
Yeah,
we were trying to find anything. We were trying to find anything for white, and felt like it was hopeless.
Yeah, there was always nothing, and this is something what Ilya is really good at. That when he's winning, he just doesn't give any chance, and he showed it again this game. A perfect example of how he wins once he's winning.
Yeah, that's something which I want to learn from him, because I think my record against Ilya is pretty bad. And in many of those games, later when I review it, I see that I was ahead, but I always give a chance. The game gets complicated in time pressure, and I often lose games where I was ahead against him. But when I watch his games, feels like he can find straightforward ways to play and make it simple.
Yeah. Okay. I guess it's hard to learn.
Yeah. In any case, this was game 1. Ilya now leads 1-0. This is a best of 3, so we're gonna be back for game 2 after a short break.